because we want our country Ghana to improve. That's why we hear these talented voices from Harmonious Choir, HKC Harmonious Choir, Hampton Kids College, to be precise, from Accra. Omona almost say ma omayi hu nsem eye we hia nsem na dwene ho ewia na anopa ne abre nyina o se se wo bom paya kai oman Ghana sire wo nyankopon na fa Ghana hye nsa eno na kyerese wo ye oman papa. Fantastic display there. Intino and Citizens Vibe, which me you can also contribute meaningfully to this program and also to the development of Ghana by your voice and also your positive mind. Until you can also send your messages to 0543736700. When the time is due, we'll open the lines for you to also call and also channel your grievances. Sana etie inti ewie meno ye ba bedi nkomo a ehu hia oman yie. Last time ye hwe force e hawa force adane pollution e wo Ghana ha enwe me yi kire wo e mo bia ehu ye bisanso ma wo hu Ghana ye kente ene ye smoke na de wo ya esi hia se yetumi e use be do ko far away another land e ma yiko hu se Ghana for corporate na kwakoye kente exhibition and food exhibition. So today is another day. We thank the Almighty God for a precious day. They are like this. So swiftly we are going to look at rent issues in Ghana, precise house rent or home rental issues in Ghana. Landlords and tenants issues. You agree with me that to rent a house in Ghana is not affordable like that. Very difficult to get money to rent, and also it is so skyrocketing. A amount na in here and son rent a single room and as chamber and hall and I've been to friend flat and as single room self-contained and yet is a one crime and yet is work Kumasi and many other parts of the country depending on your economic area. No, Obia say and yet easy. President John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, he has spoken about the rent issues in Ghana. Our Kasa was say 1st April 2026. No. Or Babeka the whip or say every tenant must have tenant registration form by that. You know, a serious issue. I mean, we're about to discuss it. So wherever you are, whether you landlord for or actually almost a tenant for so almost actually some way. But we did say a tenant for attendant because as a landlord for attendant or so actually the landlord is even to me charges can be out pay. In Ghana rent law. That is 1963 Act 220 no yebehwe eno ehwasem na yaka na yehunu say the bad na we ya evaluate the rent control commission in Ghana. What things that will you do to escape punishment, because it is said that you could be punished to pay 1,200 cedis or 100 maximum penalty unit. Not as a way to me at the maximum 6 months. As a minimum, no, you could be charged to pay 600 Ghana cedis if you violate Ghana rental commission laws, no, or you could face a minimum penalty unit of that is 50%. Inti sana etie ewaha. Internet me no we ba be domu su ko na ahwe Ghana e kwa ya first rented and manipa landlords and tenants. Every day na chima mentwe beja na yetwe ye ho na landlord for aka metu nipa na siesie dan mu awie mpo no ebi wa wo be component landlord with the cat light now, so still landlord we make sure say tenant esu tua kakra omboye we na e hadwene is so pathetic and abysmal. I say ye yi na President John Dramani Mahama na reset Ghana agenda na okano ye nyina ye mmoa na entumi engina because tenant to me bre afi na oto hwum say da we te sadaka kamedimidi to kwan da na landlord so aba bi say kada ko we te sadaka na sa wudi tu kwan wan asase so na nka wode dan no bakwa akosi so na reply na ye banta give and take until me gidi say from 1st April and April full day is that day no say ye befi ye basa ye ba be inspect that pink form no tenant registration form na enka say April full dabi when you say that day no a serious issue and what will violate here, the law will take its course on you. So let's listen to our President John Dramani Mahama first about issues concerning rent control. Was Ghana you say we are just lagging behind. According to United Nations law, even you say Ghana, our housing deficit, and then you say housing deficit, is about 2 million housing, and you're short. We are just lagging behind. So we need to put on effort. So the government will have to also help. So President John Dramani Mahama wakasa about the way government will come in and support. But the hininya na nyenya, so we wonyanko ensa na wonwe enam bia, eno nti yensom na oman entumi enkonkan. Nti man ye wadwen sama hakoto building materials, mato we abode ibia yeden nti edan no wo de ma 2 years na wadi straight ahead dabi. Rental law no, rent commission law no e wo Ghana ha no, it is being specified. May law natural ma we hu mre no so a ose wontumi fa edan e mo bi ngi 2 years sika, 2 years advance, 1 year advance wontumi, 6 months sika per na wo betumi age. And if you are also an agent who leads people to get, you facilitate that work, that people can get a place to lay their head. You say, I'm na wo ye Jesus simply baby di mitia to no man baby di mitia to. Into wo bua wo nyama nya baby ada no ene tre say kwaje 10% if landlord wona kwaje 10% if tenant who. Nti agent for onso asema ba ha. They say we agent a 5% per and they say we 5% mpono 6 months pay. So when the person pays 6 months to the landlord, then the agent will go to the landlord and take 5%, but not 10% as they are saying, not 10% as people are saying. So let's listen to the President John Dramani Mahama on rent issues in Ghana. Wakasa afahu. Inti asema President John Dramani Mahama wakasa afahu.
Rent. And even though we have laws, enforcing them has been difficult. The rent law says that a landlord cannot charge more than 6 months. But the problem in enforcing the law is the connivance of the tenant and the landlord. The tenant won't come and report that they are charging him 1 year's rent advance because he wants the room. And so that has been the problem. And the problem is because our population is growing beyond our housing capacity. So the competition for accommodation and housing is very strong. And that is why we must expand our housing coverage. And I remember in our manifesto, we have a pledge to expand housing. And in the next budget, we're going to make provision for that. I've already had a discussion with some of the associations, the organized labor associations. Some of them have funds that are sitting in their accounts. And they have members who want houses. So what I've said is governments will match their funds. And so if they give 1 billion cedis, we will give 1 billion cedis. And then one of the banks, Republic Bank, has said that they are willing to also match with 1 billion cedis. So if we get a 3 billion cedi fund, we can start building houses in all the districts. And as people pay their down payments, it will go back into the fund and it will become a revolving fund. And governments can give it to people. I said if you have like about 15 to 20 years before retirement, you can take a house and we'll be deducting from your salary monthly so that by the time your retirement time is up, you have your own accommodation to go to. And as we take those deductions, they'll go back into the fund. So it becomes like a revolving fund so that we can increase the housing stock. But the Minister of Finance will talk about that when he reads the budget in November.
Was His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, on Rent Commission Act. Or say, how kese ena ewo Ghana eye edan esie eho. You say edan a yehia nankasa no ashort eno so kan ho ena aye a house into say obeboa na we create fund bia nipa ebetumi akwa akonya bi na omesisi adan ena ma mo ye ejuma monthly so no sa kwa ahunjie mu a or when you go on pension you could get a place to lay your head. So he's saying his government is going to create a fund for those who want to go into housing. I think it won't just be easy talk, but I think action because we say or set Ghana. So we want to see things in order. Ewo Ghana has said, "You say your baby yetiri eto." Say na Bible rumpa can say nipa bia yehia say yebenya shelter for our nipa dua no nti enne yekom nti ansa na president fan no maaye no still yeda sole yehia bebi a yebeda mekanya obi hia dan obi sinemu pebi obi kwa so yetu no efi ni dan mu abra onye hwe nti no yentie rent law no so no etumi ama kwan ma president on amanu ama wa appoint under act 195 no commissioner no ye friend no eye Frederick Opoku ono so akasa ono ye acting commissioner of rent control commission ewo Ghana ha sei ono na odimhu akotene nti no wakasa afa Ghana rent laws no. Let's listen to what he has to say about rent laws in Ghana.
Rent control mutumine doing fa mutumine say
first of all rent act let me say emramienu na yedi adwuma rent control the rent act 220 it came into being by Kwame Nkrumah penso 1963 section 2 and the president to me say or use article 1951 to appoint the commissioner, and this is the first time let me say take this advantage opportunity once again. I mean Ghana for one or hand and 1 hour or did then say Mumayenda His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. And you all know I wouldn't be here. I am carrying the mission and the vision of the president, who, as part of his certain agenda, he want to see, say, there's peace at home. As a rent commissioner and as rent officer, one, you make sure, say, you be regulating the increment, how people feeling, how to increase your rents and not. It's one of them.
Okay.
Now, you be making sure, say, you have to and TT, tenants. Emanim pie sanso na tenant so wontimi nya ade bia e betete landlord man so na so ayehye so there must be a mediator, somebody in the middle, to make sure say obe deal with the interrelationship between the landlord and tenant obi nti obi na so obi so nka obi okere na boma ours is to make sure say rent laws emre bo dan han ho no eye adwuma oman mu eyemra that is yewo at 220 1963 and you PND law 138 1986
so say na emra
more
than 50 years
exactly 63 years and maybe 50 years yes as you say me no can say emra na if today as part of year conobeti some of the things I'm going to do I'm going to deploy the task force and the yellow to move. I'm not going to be a commissioner, armchair commissioner to sit here and be taking reports, but I want to see the law enforced. Me make sure say and many year juma enya ma ho de so and I mean nya die bia outside the law not to say and I buy no chere the officer here what the law ask me to do na me when you say no maybe be o ha yin na yin su ha no no and none that clear but ye enya adwuma
okay
but you can never be in a country and enya adwuma e bia obi se dan a was me na mato me blog na my de masimi dan ti no mpa tu in any case you know also su dan no private na wa yere no.
That was Frederick Opoku, Acting Commissioner of Rent Control Department of Ghana. Tisa nete wakasa ose untumi fa emrane ensha wonsa na wonye dia wope say we landlord nti ube wo so ma akire nkofo nti no wakasa no the warning date na ba say tenant bia inya tenant registration form that is by 1st of April. In say April 1st no obi ba no beka say o inspector enka say April full. You have to be on your feet to give. Intino tenant biara enko the landlord and landlady ho no kan che say on fa na krata na mano krata so seal wo GRA seal e wo ho me giri say Ghana benya sika pa because landlords and landladies no mu differ on mine no ho mu ntua tax ntua hwe mu do mu amotena asama form krata no matro tenancy agreement form e wo man kasa mu dem you just you mu tira na mu de ama na eno ano no ebi kwampo ni agreement form bia mko achese onu obi wo deal and as a business contract be concerning rent obi ebimpo enni bi those things are all not good for the country because it me koje sa forms no registration landlord landlady ukoje o man no benya kakra ye den a GRAC wo ni ntia chese obi tua tax kakra ma ban ti aban so befa so a benefit nti let's walk the talk. We should all try and get that kind of tenant agreement form before 1st April. We are making sure so rent control na waka kwache na ejuma bebre e wo ho ntino ye hwe law on, that is rental laws in Ghana. That is 1963. 1963 inti act na edasono inti no what Ghana's law says about rent under Act 220 inti na edasono 1963 act no since Kwame Nkrumah time so that's ye juma was the first advance rent na edasono inti no dia opese wo ye bia na limit na edasono advance rent limit dia obetumi ayi dia wontumi ye under section 25 of the Rent Act. I say rental premise and also ena ewo hono. Intino, diasa uyano. I say the landlord cannot demand more than 6 months advance rent commercial premises, or you can't rent your premises and take 6 months or take beyond 6 months, but it should be within 6 months. And yes, extra 6 months. It is a current down at least 6 months. He can had a loan, sana extra, but people charge so high, exorbitant fees. Or by due 2 years, 1 year, on penny, or back assessment wiring, and a paint ironing, electricity wiring, or back which is not the best for the state. I feel so. Or say a landlord cannot demand more than 1 year's advance rent. Demanding more than this is illegal. I said, landlord, won't to me encourage a dying sika more than 1 year advance. Won't to me 1 year advance, won't to me also illegal, which means a report to our to me at them. Either you face 100 maximum penalty unit or 50 maximum penalty unit. That is to say 6 months imprisonment, or you pay 1,200 cedis and or 600 cedis minimum one. No, and they say we break law now. There's no excuse. 2, no, I say rent increases. A landlord or landlady cannot increase rent anyhow, anyway, open arbitrarily. You can't do that. I say rent can't be unreasonable. Your rent will have to be reasonable. As a charger will charge, you know. It me normal with a danya one kasa wo de man. Now one kasa will say a danya wo de man very low quality in the area I want. Now so person what is high amount. A then we work at toilet and bath in him. Now so why you who person would you look to me that I'll say and check 1 month, 2 months or by toilet and bath. What number 1 year cannot year shame for which is not good. Or say follow rent control guidelines. So everyone should follow rent control guidelines. This is what the law of Ghana, the Rent Act 220, that is Act 1963, no, and Okan Haseman. Inti, ene, mino, ya word, inti yen kasem. So, what are you facing? What challenges are you facing concerning your rent issues? And also, we are landlord and landlady. How about na ufum? Is it that the 1963 law, you think it is outmoded, or you want the government to amend it? What person government will amend it and law no? Yes, secretary womb because since 1963, Kwame Nkrumah time no, and in because law you follow. Yes, 6 months. Who do the diamond be at 6 months sika? But you do more than that. You do more than that. Let's say you boo emrano now, so you're quite solid. You cock most cobompa, you're quite solid now. So minor murals who call Romans 13 now. Or say the authority of the state is from God. That's Yankopon our institute. So say Bible no, you see ye dimu say it's share or minimum Yankopon share. I him say laws enough. 10 commandments soon by ya. Now Roman 13 so can about the authority of the state now. And adentina yen to me obey. Never cause only the Marco Pie. Now so Yevia, and Rai say a boy, and no meaning. Yen to me, will be quite to me lock it down for so many pendemuda. Nam Jidi says, Asses Mansi, a Bayer Juma, Also, wait a minute, 0543736700. We are also live on YouTube and also Facebook, Tony Serious. Sana etie, if you call YouTuber a Chairman TV GH, Sana etie ewoho. Intino, yasha rent laws, we is here. Are people helping landlord for omobua, tenant for so boa, and answer omokwa, omabua na inoma. AC ne trase sa nti enoma enko yentie aya president directive or the amano president Nodamani Wakasa. He said that he's saying part of the problem is the rent agents and also landlords. Or see yanka sanka na ya bobi bia fra yam fam ranin yehwe nti na ayesa no nti ama ultimatum 1st April say eso obia enya eye rent registration form a pink color. Macau said JRA seal a was here to landlady and landlord or more sacra not seen in Yasia report my land commission. Manu say a fake document. It's landlord for me to see down in this case not rent control camonco. This a move to tenant, not a tenant in Penia and Sana Moma Coho. Obia nipa bebrina organa the duana obia no only family house on farm rent the brain about 20 I said down with his adaka into being to me funny than into coin sana kwakoye ntino yenhwe eye directive na president John Dramani waka fa ho or say yanka sankasa eye kan tenant and landlord no mama they are muddying the waters na ma bibia ye wonran sa na or the direction aba so yitie na yeletie eye acting commissioner Frederick Opokuso ono so de nina abantente president John Dramani Mahama.
The rent courts, we say don't take more than 6 months of advance, what do you call it, rent advance. But the one who is renting and the house owner are both not prepared to go to the.
It's the making say rent control, you regulate how landlord ebenya na sunji e woni fie because you know what obi esi ni fie it's investment do be dinfle o si fie no what the kind to out even tia yeah aden tia out even tia ma me ya mi tipa me and so what according to the rent law under section 5 subsection 5 or say if you be any akwanya e wo Ghana ha say wo de da be ma rent advance exceeding 6 months.
6 months.
It is criminal. It is illegal. It cannot be countenanced in law.
Not even 1 year. 6 months.
It is criminal. Obia what did that have 1 year, 1.5 years, a criminal act. You stand to be imprisoned if you want to enforce this law. And maybe can you find that hang? But maybe man to shape your one for hang you, would you hang you? What I say? Was him.
Yeah.
I will say, you can say renter. Few before us na beto dan mo no.
Yeah.
Yen ka se mentumo. Be se de be ya perepere ye. Ene mpuntu be patima mu fa bra bomu. Wana wo ha dan wo man ni mo no. Omo so ye nipa.
Yeah.
It is a wodi ni sika. Who have responsibility to do some maintenance and do certain things. Look, me be ma. Amemo odi no kwa den.
Nkwante bisa.
Nkwante bisa. Do you know say Obia sit down 20 years on to cemented. 15 years on painted.
Yeah.
12 years, on your she will feel hot. And then you to cement him. I was saying, cement him once, intimacy too. How can we be so callous and wicked to our neighbors? Why? If we are best to transfer them here to correction. The same evil money now, no. Look what's not it's evil. It's devilish. Be as it mean no almost on be who say what you be na say wo hand dan ya kwanta bisa a residential property na the hand so onko da ho a so hwem 8% ma ban
oh sir
chiro
any landlord
it be imprisonment no mbeko if they really think say emra na yom nkom de a e bia ye entertain emra na mo fa free say emra nya adwuma krom a say wo di dan ha wo krom ha na say wo di ma commercial reasons are which have 50% tax.
Okay.
And the imaginary. Now by the year, Omutriana. Now, to particular say almost say if it be goodwill, right?
Yeah.
Those people now moji goodwill, their days are numbered. Trust me. It is a criminal act to take goodwill. Now the NDJ can say, I'm not going to be a rent commissioner and armchair rent commissioner acting. Abraham Mete Accra, na me say, obey can to be enforced on 1st of April. April 1.
Okay.
I myself will go to the streets and move to the commercial properties with my team at rent control to begin before I rent a inaba. Before I rent a inaba. Aba. After April 1, when your landlord that may say issue card we be no.
Okay.
Rent control will start coming. You will set 1 day off every week. Rent control across the country will move to your homes. Now, what betides you? I will issue card we. 2, over rent control, na say busana say one man prove so would be a tenant, you should be sacked.
Okay. You should be sacked.
Sacked from
the tenant.
Landlord.
Landlord.
Because you are supposed to own also at the tenant.
Okay.
It's very important in the law. Because what is the problem?
Yeah.
It always so do one here. Because I'm question more than 6 months. Also, what more than 6 months? What are they? When you say what you 1 year, what you 2 years, me boy. It I now 2 years, now 1 year because you were. This is enough evidence for us. 5,000 yet. It is a uber and out to be finished after 7 days. Woman, we are. Wouldn't you be a patch of Mauna Moto? Mauna Moto. Upaswa challenging here. It's about you and the government, you and the law. But me patch was a seminar chewa. Uber ye miserable baby of you be out. Some I'm not sure Uber so sad. But that arrogance, and I mean, I must see me dying, and I wouldn't mean Shem de Bay, Mobada Bonte, Mamona Bonte.
That was Frederick Opoku, Commissioner of Rent Control, Ghana. Yes, not just say, or chair, or say, or no, armchair commissioner. He's going to walk the talk, more action, or say tax force, and on my Ebenanti Ukru. Into landlord, the landladies way, and then, what seminar, no. Yes, and I make an obia will be in a fear, renting and time for other places, Accra, Kumasi, and other places, northern region. Our family houses are renting for the GD say, Narano, they make sure say, ever free fear now, they fear for a while. No more to me, so I say, Abwa, not your uncle come because yes, a landlord. The law is not really working. Landlords are violating it, and tenants are helping them to do so easily because or prepare be the theater. Nti woka say for 2 years bra kwa na obi dan na ohwem say eh ya dan me ato tiles eh water cooling said eh we bia ya kama e dan de kama o na we yi sika no ama but me gidi say we have to rethink about this, about the law. Are we supposed to amend it or is it supposed to be as it is? 6 months na say wutua even abroche baby mpo no me research kwa kire me say ebi mpo no wo kwa wutua monthly ena wutua bagana ha de wutua 6 months advance new year monthly bia na wutua but month so na wutua landlord and landlady no to me they call rent control or they call rent control ho there almost betumi ama court order say yi wonioma ansa na yi wonioma nti ye be hwe about the eviction issues concerning landlords and tenants no nti ye betie PRO Emmanuel Hove, another PRO person in land that is rent control commission no rent control commission chance land commission I say me yakoka land commission has say back another day, but this time we are talking about rent issues in Ghana, specifically housing, because we are running at a deficit of 2 million housing per United Nations report then because we have to do something about it. I say on mine they making sure at least I think the government will need to bring some regulations about building materials. They should subsidize it so the price will come down. So iron rods prices ever down, I say cement prices ever down, paint nadia associated roofing sheet and the rest so it me back down. GD says the cost of building a house too will be normal for everybody, so that we see area naturally so to me it was 6 months, not what name, not which bit by bit. nti yɛhwɛ eviction law bi wɔ hɔ a bɛsɛ yɛ metu no yɛtu me na mesi me dan metu me twa me block na wɔ hemfa wonim bra me brɛ na me de si dan no nti yɛhwɛ about it land lady bi akasa afa ho ɔsɛ tenant bi bɛgye ne dan na tenant no bɛgye ne dan no ɔyɛ de a ɔpɛ afei owie no na ɔno tu no na ano dem but PRO Emmanuel Hovey ɔno nso aba abɛkasa about the Eviction Act, Section 17. Or say, unlawful. Say, we be over the diamond will be a utuno. Or so, to me, 20 pounds, I'll call court warrant and Sana. To my me too, one may you you don't know what is coming. You are just violating the law. Are you ready to pay 100 penalty maximum unit? Or you go to jail for 6 months? Or you pay 1,200 and be free? And now says, I'm running so more if you violate the law. The minimum penalty unit, no, a 50% penalty unit. I don't know, so it's kind of bet you are 600 cedis, or you go to jail. And also now, and also we choose to, we are AC at here because rent control for more magistrate or more magistrate be brave or more magistrate, or a lot of councillors who are, but I am a young say, offices only 55 offices. They have 55 offices. And also about 65 legal officers. Yes. Now, Mijidi say, Bono, I have for in other areas. No, only offices maybe. Yes, I stand to be corrected, but my checking who say, and so there are 55 officers. Maybe be brave so pay Juma aye. Mijidi say, the President of the Republic of Ghana, between Ashena, or maybe rent control officers, the baby, and to me, and Ben. Na enye se assembly ebetu obinyamegu abonten ansana ya babe kan eho asem nti yentie about eviction law no we are PRO for rent commission Emmanuel Hovey PRO no wakasa found let's do what he has for us on eviction of tenants.
There's this right of tenant that we are not exploring. If you report a landlord for such an issue, the landlord has no right to evict you or come out with any excuse that my son or I want to renovate the place. Until your tenancy expires, the law says that if you don't contravene any of the provision in the act, the landlord has no right to evict you. So this cannot be a basis on which a landlord can stand on evict. Of course, I understand after your tenancy, he can tell you that, no, I don't want to renew for you again. But within your tenancy, the landlord cannot say that, I want to refund your money for you because you going to report me on this assessment issue, so I'm evicting you. You have the right to stay there for the period of the tenancy that you've signed. And after that, the landlord, both of you have right to renew it or to vacate the place. Or the landlord also has right to renew it for you or just give you an eviction notice.
Noticed that he was making changes not even like 2 months into the lease. I actually had made a visit here. I think I was with one of the workers and I think like a cousin of mine, and we stopped in. We realized he had repainted the entire place without our knowledge, and he started to he had knocked down we had an outdoor gazebo. He had knocked it down and started to build some sort of structure. So that's originally where the problem started. So obviously, as landlords do, we had confronted him about the situation. Now, there's various parts of the story which I won't go into too much detail with because I'm not trying to give too much away. There were various conversations and like confrontations that we had with him with regards to all these changes being made, right? I felt like he would either
No, pause. So
okay, so that is the eviction regulations, no, section 17, no, and PRO Emmanuel Hovey, watch it, or say, Obi Barrent would die and share or one in can, natural or cratano so. Nti cratano, or Baba failing. That is the agreement, tenant agreement form. On it, it is the name of the person. And a baby, I depend free in the baby, I do any baby, I will cratano. After that, also. Sika ucha ina ebe form so and agreement e ho no say nipa renovation bi na person ya hello okay the patrol intino line no so e bi atumpu a intino it is at your disposal. You can also call 0543736700 line no and eda ho no you can phone in and also talk about the rent issues in Ghana. Are you landlord or are you landlady? And I say, we are tenant. And now we are agent. Agent, they say 5% per, and I move it to me, agent. 5% per, and I move it to me. Say, wouldn't to me, and Yahoo, and just as you can, and a money because I'm running to Uber them, Sana, Shishayano, Etie, Inti, reset Ghana agenda, no, a mu ayadin Ankasa. Hello? Hello? Reset Ghana agenda. Hello, Pacho, your first and
Hello.
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 Hello, please speak on
Hello.
what's your name, where are you calling from?
Hello.
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 Hello, please can speak. I'm
Hello.
listening. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, when to me engine as also with my friend 0543736700. Now, we are talking about rent issues in Ghana, housing, that is room rent. If you want to rent a place or lease a place, a room, and as a building, a lot of people are violating the laws. The president don't demand them or come say both tenants and landlords are just flooding the laws. The Nazi said, hello. Hello. You are welcome to Citizin Vibe. Hello.
Hello.
Please, what is your name? Where are you calling from? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Pacho Kasamiti, your fellow saying, no Kasafi.
Hello.
I'm still on Mikasa. Please, you can speak. I'm listening. You are on air. Hello. When to me, engine so. Intino, yeah, call. Hello. Hello, you are welcome to Citizin Vibe. Hello. The Pacha, your friend saying, how can I feel? Hello. Hello. Going to me, engine, so I'm saying line, and shut correct internet issues. It's a line to my also reach me at 0543736700. Now, so they'll comment about also reach me at Kasa. Kama na oman etumi akoni me say 6 months na eye law no can we obey it betumi edi so because eno na hihye the president of the Republic of Ghana, President John Mahama ni NDC apan omo eka wasem say hello. Hello, good afternoon. Where are you calling from? What is your name? Hello, me pacho your friend saying how kasafi. Hello, please speak on where are you calling from? What is your name?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, what is your name? Okay, you're not origin Zambaga. Kawula.
If I tell me whole apartment, single room apartment, and I say, that was she, and I'll make it say, still not charge you, and you say, still not charge you. So, that's a man, a big quality, and no, I never travel. And I come with me, the margin says, and I buy it to me, not the 10 years, Clay. Say a dying single room, bathroom in toilet in a face. A dying single room, toilet in bathroom a face. Timber and hot a say, Samika said, landlady. Okay, I tell her, you are waiting near tenant one. But I want to put me to and she come ready on my family. Uncle, my tea, and several way in
okay. You why are the real landlady? Who disika? Why are they dancing easy? As I say, crying easy. Why are they? And you shall say, we are baby so big vanity and battle. But me now say, rent control. So call rent control. Our gambaga, the back trail, the own. It's make can law the children. So follow rent control guidelines. It's so call rent control. We be a me call hustle. Me put one on my property. Because rent issues so yen jan in there or china part 2 a bet was so you'll simply be why I say it's about rent control because I won't take emrasia oboka but what you said there to me a foul hoodie because if you obey the law then you are free sana etie nti no de koswa ahwe landlords and tenants issues for Ghana hasi na say penalty ewom say when this wa agent for so a charge section 25+5 of rent control mra no so kirem say agent for no 5% per na mo betumi age agent for bibiri na ndi hihya ni so ndi so tam 10% na waje fi tenant ho na wakwaje 10% so fi landlord ho. It is not the best. What I say until you say monso some operations we are mode edi nsem no you say monso san free ho until no the best rent document details na say we call rent control na on sakoka and property assessment bills na din nara no say ko bia ko na ko enya sa information no rent control yankasa yedea nti megidi say sa wo kwa e bema wonchiremu say oh single room me dan single room sikasa na metumi di age ebia me dan ne kase eti say chamber and hall say na metumi di age. I think if you go to rent control you'll be assisted to do the right thing so that you know foul of the law.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Pacho, good afternoon.
Pacho, good afternoon. Na friend saying na okasa fi hin.
Friend me ya me first week Marco.
Okay, Pacho okasa.
Pacho, me problem ni agent phone.
Yeah.
Ko me tinye ye agent phone first week sai you know na landlord inquiring dealing with tenants and tebwa.
Okay. Ba kwa
say omuji percentage na after the person mum na ye landlord. Ite bia na be na ye sisa.
Oh, omuji scan jamu.
The any omuji scan the way they talk to us, you know.
Okay.
Say it's not that omuji
some of the customers bremo.
Okay.
I'm not the customers bremo. Some they are mutifie, mumpie, almost na mawiem, usumo no munam. Obi fa man na jokra no omunam. No omunam say o some fe diamond nipa no ba misika na omoje no na enye
dawson. So mo be jokra dawson. Me say 5%.
Yeah, law say 5%. It's only agent more than that. Reporting my rent commission.
Okay.
But me jidi say mo make myself available. Obi pedan ya onyan because obi ni mo say if you be a gated house, e be a fine e dan da ho. Ba me den o. Ba me jidi say ya mo de notice be beto abonten mo de tare ho say e be a room available la. Me jidi ba mo so ase mo swerve. Okay, intino sa na etie intino rent control for no. Me jidi say say ko mo chen na bi ade a wo biara no mo no omo be hu komo but into agent for no de ye be hwe omo
amount no amount 10% no
yeah 5% per na so omo ji but into no sa na tie into ye da wase bebre ye da wase say wa frɛ Citizens Vibe wo so betimi aka wasem e wo so Chairman TV ye dwene wo ho the vision is clear. Sana etie intino ye hwe tenant registration form no ye say by 1st April say obia ensaka bi wa rent dan wonim se dan a wotim no wa wonim say wa rent e na wotim no say sakrata no say wunya tika che wo landlady na wo landlord say won twe sakrata no emaw na GRA seal so say e wo ase ho eno na e kire say e authentic and say a legal document from a rent control commission eho inti sa na tie wo so betumi afre 0543736700 yesanso ewo Chairman TV GH live on YouTube and afi Tony Serious Facebook inti wo so betumi join the discussion. We are talking about the situation of landlords and renting issues in Ghana. Acquire asem kese skyrocketing prices ena eduru normal AC koso kese caretakers kra use properties of people at the year omope which is against the law. Obi wo ha dan kwan no no si ye da hye na sakeke na so kohwe de o kire wo ho kohwe de a o kire ɛwɔ hɔ ne nyinaa no yɛn nyinaa yɛyɛ nipa baako ɛwɔ ɔman yɛn mu nti megye di sɛ kabo ma hello
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Kasafi Kolongo.
Actually, your Kasa.
Nampacho, I brand mumu de some to some 6 months in a bay. Say, Danny, I found my hair, send a dan bisoka.
Okay.
As a boaha, a dan or a cable which can bono say, what did I name 2 years? Uniska.
Okay.
18 minutes so. Now, so we want to say something name Wawa. And I saw Madame is one, I found a hundred of my power.
Into support 6 months now, and I say, okay, say, I buy me jam and I'm a jam of her.
I know abandoning any the affairs as of 1 year. 6 months in them.
And I say, Miranda, she show. I'm Emrana, I Casa.
Sir, Nando, no moon what can from there. So no see that be my young incident in the echo.
You, there was a so submission, but me did say, I said, Mumu to me, Buam, one, but your landlord, Anna.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Easy. Wait to me, sit down. Why are there? Saturday, you say some more association.
Oh, say,
More association.
Aye.
Into more association, Morgan, Sakonongo, I'm organizing, make me have a press conference. What I say. No more catch up by saying it here. So, more buying your baby and found a mamma or amended embrano swap or better amended embrano.
It was a check here, no. 6 months and said, I found my hair and then we was
okay. Okay. You
and I found out every my empire.
I said, motion, ye can once not BBI. It is another there will be CCOB. Now, or my to me in Tumpong, yes. That was a baby. Yeah, yeah. Until we can about rent issues in Ghana, house renting, and I say room, yeah, renting our Ghana. It's what the lease, and I say anyway, in the Biarano. A home sem aye bija, landlords, any tenants, or muntem envy. I've heard to my mention, we bua. Sometimes we don't know how I went to see it. Now, I'm paying the directive about to Frederick Opoku Land Commissioner paying or say by 1st of April this year no we'll be making sure say tenant agreement form will be a pink in color since we GRE seal was here also we'll be making sure say nsa ebekabi say what will be them kwadi and only sakrata na say you are staying there illegally as well as nipa na order a dinosaur amount so no sakwa do illegal business because also need sakrata no to back a jumadi na udino until on so penalty so ewo ho fefefe yes 100 penalty unit maximum or you pay 1,200 cedis when you are with them for 6 months and also say 50 penalty unit maximum and also fine no 600 cedis when you are and also imprisonment now more magistrate bibli almost about 65 magistrate and more minimum. There's some call for land commission. Land commission for so much meeting as nipa mba. Now so nipa be na wa dan wa Ghana. Hello. Hello.
Na ya ka tigre na.
Pacho, your friend no Kasafi. Hello. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Please, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I saw this number in my phone.
Oh, we are talking about rent issues in Ghana. I think if you want to contribute, you can also contribute about it. Say, Lord, no 6 months, sikana, yes, a landlord for and charge, advance, But see, nipa obi beje udanya, so tia for 6 months. Na fede, the akano, bosumi biya na we tia baako, bosumi biya na we tia baako. Me say saa die we a political issue. Banya oteso no wanhwe so yia, landlord for besan gange against because you mean who be that? I'm a student of politics. Me who be that say to me boa government ba power this NDC for manage sa issues here we say landlord for besan gange against NDC on baka ko join MPP for asan to aba against NDC opa market inti sa de no ewo ho so the government of the day no we have to find a very strategic way to do it na by landlords and landladies omobu enkofu because 6 months in there, kebe boy na ye rent dine no. Kebe we ya yen starting see ye there no. Ta ebe to me aboa. because ebinom da veranda so, ebinom da kiosk mu, ebinom da different places even areas I say can nipa da why because our country Ghana no the housing deficit is about 2 million. Not to say young as a population no the check here. Meka say na say nipa almost be 2 million. Omo nya baby papa say into minna. A dine shortage ewom ankasa and yetumi 2 and they are na the dine amount bi. Yetumi the dine ba for rent nipa more than 1. And easy. Landlord agent me from say a dine do ho bra behwe. Obu bisan say we room, toilet room, bath room, say ni say, janabia, say, oka bibia or say yes, everything is inside. Okwa no catch say you share with other people. No, it's not why nanti sika. Say if I go and show you the house, I'll take my money. I'm also everything in 3 places now at sika 200, 150. Hello. Your vision is clear. Why are you calling from and what is your name? I show your friend saying. Oh, Fata, if I chop, a Sunday or Kafa, landlord's name.
Everybody then I'm a king. I saw my okay now. A done about the reference to penalty now can the
penalty no. Or say so from Emrana. Say 100 a maximum a unit penalty. A say what from Mrano, what from the casino, and no. No, you better charge him with 1,200. Oh, you say she share na ida hono so when this wa ebia I say what the diamond will be 6 months. Now just 6 months sika no. Na agent so dey 5%, agent no dey na buy as agent so one kasa so 6 months ni na sika na say woje. But after that no bosun bia I say nipa ni tua. Nti say when this an share no so a penalty and no major on the major punishment no and no 100 unit maximum penalty no and we 1,200 fine. So when to mean you are jail for 6 months. And I feel so your minor ones to say rent agreement form obi ababe rent o dan what is can I show go to one paper bia mano we one man krata and no e pie wo so a illegal business and no so betumi ama we face and also maximum so sa mention maximum a sentence no we 1,200 cedis and now be them for 6 months. But minor offenses no as I want wo evicted a year say obi wo tu obi afide dan ma say wo tu no yes wo be say wo tu obi a just correct control no ko je krata de brain nipa no court order and san na nipa na tu but do house na na misi me block misi me dan na wo yin nmu so nsuo bra ya ya me ko tu bula atwe nsuo na de ahwe a me de ba ya kan nyina bu na ise wo bufuo na se de o ye na ompe na do petu na eno so tumi ma wo tua be 500 cedis and wo tua be 500 cedis wetumi se twa baye bosome na bosome mienu bi e wo jail eno na ye minimum unit 50% minimum penalty unit no eno so sana law no e chiri me etie nti no obia me pa cho wacha ase em so no kwa we fi so nti sana tie nti mamma ye bibia kama no man me no edia se hwe so yi a ye bedi eso enepa kama yanko da so ene woda nti yenye ade a ebeboa Yesu say mepe baby di mitwa to no woman baby to o say when I needed a place to lay my head you gave me a place to lay my head therefore person call heaven nti heaven ni mu no those things no o say when I needed water you gave me water to drink when I was naked you gave me clothes you gave me something to put on to cover my nakedness o say when I needed a place to lay my head you gave me a place to lay my head so ahinim na say Jesus say nipa ndaka say Lord, but where did I see you in this kind of condition? No, it's because you did it for your brother. It was I, Jesus Christ. What I say. So we shouldn't charge exorbitant fees. And yet, and ebema yenye sika. What I say. Kakran. So let's try and follow the law and see what will come out of it. Jesus say to me follow law, no sir. Boy. So what are also your challenges concerning your rent issues? We are landlord and I say we are tenant. Because we are talking about tenant and landlord agreement issues. And I can't answer. The confusion in the rental business concerning housing in Ghana. Too much. Hello.
Tawasabo, Dano, yeah, the Abanawanka.
Abanye say by 1st April there also obi to dem and make sure say nipa no be wo tenant agreement form, registration form. Say we call land commission. Paper no pink. They say sa at eya ekurami pink by here no ni o. We dey charity.
Dano board the wanka Dano board.
Dano board the wanka say call rent commission. Dano dey also 6 months pen say wo dem na bosumi bia waje kakra. If nipa na warranty dynamo no nti fie wura de
waka dane bo self flat this
single room na de ne chairman hall this is current control office but also free fee mfa you into current control officer me gidi say omo sankrata ni na wo single room chairman hall flat bibia e wo ho ni na e wo ba Mijidi say, yeah, ebeboa. We are lorry fair, me, educable GPRTU for office na de no sana rent control for so etie. Almost say landlord and a tenant, almost say mom war mukra. Abantua mukade, na so mom edwuma ye. Almost to hokwa. And a landlord for mojisikedi. Omojisike bu ombotum. Almost say krata bia. Hello.
Asuma, who got ujechibi. Uma question be
Deba na wonti ase.
Because we say, Oko Lango dry, your paper crowd. The war, if you call a fine echo paper back a fifth, therefore, offense.
Yes, also call pound paper, Emma Ubia, a offense. Was a sacred.
I don't take away.
Yeah, and I'm no. Or say, Krata be a would be ma obino, current control office. Na kwaje krata no, na fa feel nipa ni din. Na current control office, I would say GRA seal was here. Na che say abansu benye sika kakra firim. Nti o se ma obi nkọ kwanchen konkọ letter ama obi. O se obi berente dan a current control office. Na kwaje krata e wo ho, na feel nipa ni din, ene ni bibia ni din. Edan na orent no amount a wotua bibia ewom ejuma oye nyina e wo krata no so because akrata ni aban krata ba wo kwan ho na wo letter na enye aban nya hwe mfrim nti no wo rent control dia ombe ma krata no e fe tenant registration form nti o se 1st April no omo make sure say obia be wo sa krata no tax force be face e be ba bontin omo tracy house to house omo hwehwe e inspect say obia ya tenant biara no ese owo sakrata no nti wo landlord a wonni sakrata no omo no endi ne fel so kra na che se omo no ebeje nyonyonyo according to Frederick Opoku land commissioner omo penina oda ano no o se directive here from the president of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama no the sanchi sheye na ba say 1963 nhihye no ese yedi ye adwuma act 220 no ese yedi ye adwuma nti no yentie na yentie na asopem nti no 1st April obi a make sure say sa form no ombe inspection to obi a ebewo bi wetu betumi afra 0543736700 na bibia konkan me a memetimi no kasei me pesa bibia dem fine man nti na me so me call mwa ba more information call land commission office so call you get more information about it. Single room self-contained we officer or the rented flat in a way officer or the rented so wokwa ubinya sa directive ni nyina mbepamu so ma so metumi abana me de bi nso aba ba kire ofefefe na wonso wehu say na be ya we put things right so we agent I say we give 5% per nti say making say me can say agent bi give 5% agent be ga say we mituka pai jata ba san na okay. Hello, last call abaso pacho kasa fi na fra usen
pacho me kasa fi e diso e kumasi
pacho e fra usen
ya fra me for kusen
yo ofa ku pacho kasa
na mbezo mbiza se ya da ya sisi e wa hayi hu mra no mo sisa bre ya na
say adan no de say Ghana sa so yesiso na wo so ya Ghana ni yenyina ya Ghana for na mra no ya shama yenyina say yendi so
number 2 Edano, Mekichema, Memano, Baku, Quademna, Mediminkuku, to Gubin Senaso, Abanti Miamere.
And also, dear, Bonsa Yamisumu, so I say, Saoja Hoho, Oja Bofo, what I say. If you practice hospitality, you welcome angels. The whole hospital is sharing with fee.
Now, remember, what you know, when I buy the same Brahman. Let me see no banazo peda and I'm say Daniel. Send the Yamere.
Oh, said the wild dying the workers of one parent. But I saw the right I saw call land commission. Now, did she say so?
Now by any cemetery, so now by so any some fast.
Yeah, who could you crack?
Now, took you to one of the and another and so by.
Say no so can I saw who by your form now GRE 4 seal was here a pink crater pink. And I'm Frederick Okuku, me and
Kakatra by saying a month for up in a month for better point. Medas in your minister, Chairman.
You, Mr. Medasi, you know, and easy a diasem organa. You said, you went to me and far of for Yabu, and Yadoma or China, same time, Citizens Vibe, can't was him, yet the Beba, the Beba so life, at the Bebrew life. Jataba or mine do with before, I say about a convenient view, not you know, ya can't or mine and one sem, and net a share house rent, landlord facasa, tenant for the Mantibi voices. Jesus will bring our hostlers into Binamo Koiduma, and the landlord for the most of them now will fear, it do so more business more, or more than much in Africa, kama. And sure will be a high age made in the vicinity, the Jataba or mine do with before. If I can't number one, some quarter reckon for the dead, some former not more their check. Now, Mitchia AC or Tony Serious, or no MCR Ho, and I feel so lazy multi, so around, and I feel ya princess. And I feel so Franca, so she one corner ho. And I feel so best Dave, it shall be bree, and a sister Asha, and not Kwame, Michamu, Michia, Obia, or Sofumina, Michamu. Now, Anaji, ha, Sampaya Ija, a year, Kate Beba, let's talk sex at 10. An opportunity for you to maintain your love, for you to shake up your love and make it real, make things happen. I say nipa will invest time, your energy and money or wealth inside relationship. Na I hit the rock, na atita pansam, na adani a yaw. Obi kwa famu, obi famu yakumayare, very stressful issues and happening in relationship. But we teach Chairman TV, Let's Talk Sex at 10 program now. It will help your relationship grow. It will help you nurture your marriage. Ebeboa manoma akoyi amount. Na dia wonim no so no obetumi ehunu. So you meet us tonight alongside millions of people all over the world. In the Chairman TV international TV platform, Ghana, Europe, many other places, Nigeria, Libya, Bebre, so na Italy, na US, for a share. It also let me so I share Tamalefo in Ghana, baby. It also let me so I contribution and agree now so afre. Now they want to say for relationship, now waka. Let's talk sex at 10. So be ready to meet us tonight. Nti ahana made to media in ABC. Na micha Reggie Rockstar so mehu na che. Ba ni say enede mehu wenim. Sara nso na micha bra NS na afi de CID ba ko pe bra ko bi osu micha. Na afi sister Esther mo Atesmanso police station. Micha mo bebre. Na me fi mo fancheme. Mo nyisa mo ta hwe pa yenso echiam. Nti ha na media in ABC. Chairman TV, the vision is clear. We shall meet again. Bye bye.